up like a phoenix is. I'm tired of pushed down the ground. Speaking my heart like it really is. 'Cause I can't take another no. I see, I like, I go, I get. No one can holding me back. I see, I like, I go, I get. Go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now. I got my lows, I got my highs, moving on close to my goal. Time is now, place is here to rest, feeling the holes on my soul. I see, I like, I go, I get, no one can holding me back. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now. Racing up like a phoenix is. Speaking my heart like it really is. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get. No one can holding me back. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now. I see, I like, I go, I get, no one can holding me back. I see, I like, I go, I get, go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now.
Good evening, good evening. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I see people in the chat already. Hello. I'm Maria and Holocron Library Fox. Well, Unlocking Lore, excuse me, Maria. And then you used your real name there for a second. And Mrs. R2 the Icky, hello. Be sure to hit that like button on your way in here. Let's see. Try to find the right volume for the music. Sometimes I still have that squeaky, squealy noise in my microphone, and I need to figure out that. So the music kind of, number one, it's soothing, creates an ambiance, and then secondly, kind of cuts out that squeakiness. But welcome to another night of drawing. Hey, Anani Moose, it's been a while. Yes, it has been. It has been a little while. I've been traveling. I'm going to be going out of town again this weekend, and I've got some birthday parties to attend for family members. But I wanted to make sure I hung out with you guys. So if you remember Carl, before I start erasing some of Carl's outline, let's say hello to Carl. If you're new here, my name is Dreaming Tabitha, and I like to do some streams where we create a fantasy world together. And I got this awesome book from one of my subscribers, and just to catch everybody up, our first creature that we created was Figel, the healing dragon for a price. And then we had Tuerto, the taco food truck dragon. And last time on our show, we created the Chiropanthera, known as Carl, with Guts, his little parasitic tail here. And maybe we'll just kind of, before we start coloring, because I want your guys' input. Again, we're creating this world together, so I've been trying to think about some colors today on top of everything else that I'm needing to do. And I see Mrs. R2's question, what color are we going to make Carl? We're going to do that together. I want some ideas. But let's just recap Carl and Guts, the parasitic tail, and just kind of recap. And so maybe that will help influence the color choices that we have tonight. So you see, he's kind of like this half bat, half dragon. I said last time he was also part cricket. But really, I just did his legs backwards because it was super creepy that way. So he's really part bat and part lion, with this monkey tail that ends in a tentacle with lionfish barbs on it, right? So it's poisonous. And we were saying, with the help of your guys' input, let's see. He has a detachable parasitic tail, like a monkey with an octopus tentacle and a lionfish and lionfish barbs. The parasite, Guts, is genderless. He doesn't like to go by Guts. That's not his real name, but you can't pronounce it. And so Carl just calls him Guts. So Carl comes out at night when looking for a mate. He is a very rare species, right? Very few people have ever seen them. He comes out at night when looking for a mate. However, he's such a rare creature that he dies if he goes too long without mating. So Guts is like a line to prolong longevity. Guts latches on to the nervous system and is able to communicate with Carl. Carl resents Guts, knowing he can't survive without it, right? So that was the storyline that we created. Oh, we got some blurriness. That was the storyline that we created for our Chiropanthera, which was a combination of the scientific term for lion and bat. Fused it together. Yes, we did. So I've got a whole bunch of markers coloring pencils. And I figured, let's try to figure out what Carl would look like. So, one of our people last time suggested, I believe it was Dee Dee, suggested that Carl, only comes out at night and a very elusive kind of creature. So I was thinking, kind of like in How to Train Your Dragon, as far as coloring goes, I think it would be really, really cool if we put some like bioluminescence somewhere on Carl here. And don't you just love his name, right? Thumbs up in the chat if you think that Carl is the perfect name for our creature here. Let me know if you think Carl is just a great name for a mythical creature that is as horrendous as this one here. But yeah, I thought some bioluminescence would be really cool. Some glowy bits somewhere on the body. I don't want to make everything disappear too much. Especially with this paper. I don't want to tear it. I'm just kind of... So I was a little bit hesitant about wanting to color this as well because I really like the whole kind of making it look, like a field guide. But I thought it'd be really, really cool to color him. And so that being said, I figure he's probably a dark creature. He's a creature of the night, And so I was thinking kind of like a warm gray tone. What do you guys think? When I think of bioluminescence, though, I do typically think of like a teal or a turquoise kind of color, but I'm sure that he could have some like yellow on him. Let's see. Maria from Unlocking Lore says the color palette for bats is grays and blacks with white shines, but the luminescence will go great. Yeah, so I think it'd be really cool. All right, let's build this up. I think it'd be really cool if like his hooks up here would kind of be white. Be kind of white, going into like a gradient of the grays and maybe the warm grays. And then having maybe yellow. What do you think? Yellow, pink, some kind of color for the bioluminescence. Maybe some patterns on here. My reason being, I think it would be really cool since he hunts at nights and stuff like that. And also for the ladies, because we like shiny things, that maybe Carl has strategic, patterns placed that's kind of mesmerizing for the female of his kind. Maybe they're so, like, if we make these up here really pretty, that the females would be so enamored by this up here, they won't see this face over here. What do you think? Anonymous says okay with names so long as it's with a K and not a C. I did write that extra down here. The Chiropanthera. I did change that. Hey, Rookie Critic. Pink would be different. It would be different. So, well, let's just go ahead and see. Let me look at my whites here. Let me look at all my... All right. Let's see if this will even show up on here. This paper's really rough. But how's everybody's week going? Okay. I don't know how well you'll see it. I actually really like the turquoise. Maybe we can strategically place different colors here. Oh, I do forget about Guts. Since Guts isn't actually a part of him, maybe we can put pink inside of here. Maybe Guts has some bioluminescence as well. All right. Well, I'm going to make sure I have this extra piece of paper. I'm going to make sure that I swatch my colors first before we get too crazy. I was going to do a stream where I created another creature. I put it in the community tab. If you're not checking that out from time to time, if you're not subscribed here and don't get notified, please be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. But sometimes in the community tab, I'll ask you guys like, hey, what should we do? Give me some ideas. And when I was trying to come up with some creatures to merge together, I believe it was one of them was Achilles Jones, and I forget who the other person was. But I had been given some suggestions for creatures, and one of them was a tiger, a wolverine, a horse. So I was going to try tonight, until I decided to color Carl, I was going to try to merge a horse, a tiger, and what was the other creature? I should have written it down. Oh no. A tiger, a horse, and some kind of aquatic creature. That's what it was. I wasn't quite certain on what that would be, and I was really excited to give that a try. Hey, it is Ado Fabworks. How are you? Look, what do you think of Carl? Is this Carl, the displeased singular man who can't find love anywhere? So we're going to help him out. We're going to make him pretty. A lion bat. Yeah, he's pretty cool, right? So he's a lion bat, and he's got a parasitic tail that attaches to him, because if Carl doesn't find himself a gal soon, he will die. And so the parasitic tail actually helps prolong his life until he can find the future Mrs. Carl. Maria, you work on Luke Skywalker and pop in whenever you can. All right, so we were saying grays into a warm gray. Let's see if I have that. So I've got some white going on here. And maybe I need to go ahead and put the bright yellows. We had talked about some yellows. So I've got some pretty neonish colors. Chartreuse. What kind of patterns should we put on here? Stripes? Should we do maybe like dots, kind of like an avatar? Should we do I don't know. What kind of patterns should we do for the bioluminescence? I don't think it should be too crazy, but something pretty to attract the ladies. Let me sharpen this up a little bit. I definitely want your guys' input because, again, we're creating this world together. And I love it. I love how we've all created. I can't wait to color this little guy here. He turned out so cool. Thank you, everybody, for your help with that. Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. Here we go. See if I can try to make organic patterns, though. I don't know if that shows up really well. You can kind of see it. It might look better in a little bit. Streaks in the mane. Oh. Somebody did tell me that I should do Carl with a flaming beard. If I ever decide to draw this digitally, I will do just that. What attracts the ladies? Let's see. In the wild, what kind of patterns makes the ladies all giddy with glee? By the way, guys, I have an announcement to make. The pinned comment at the top. So I'm going to be joining the world of Twitch. I will be twitching in the very near future. And so if you are a person who likes Twitch, you can find me over there. Go ahead and follow. Plan to put some content on there soon. And I'm excited about that. Had some folks helping me. And yeah, it'll be there soon. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to be doing some artwork. I might game a little bit. I do in my free time here at the home. But maybe I will do that for your pleasure as well. It seems like a lot of fun, but it's going to primarily be artwork. But Lady Marine, hello. The perfect person to come on in here. I could use your help. We are creating Carl here, and we're putting some bioluminescent patterns on him. I'm trying to figure out what would look good. I don't want to put too many, so maybe just kind of mix it up a little bit. Hello, Shadowhawk brother. Hello, everybody. Come on in the house. I'm putting on some details on Carl here so he can find himself a woman. You know, somebody to make little baby Carls with. And I don't want to make him too outrageous, so I'm so out of practice. My stuff has been packed for almost 2 months, says Lady Marine. Yeah, I understand. Let's see. He's cute though. Well, you know, when you name a vicious creature a very common name like Carl, it's really difficult not to just kind of get a crush on him a little bit. Because, all right, I'm gonna put some orange in here too, just a little bit. Maybe create some less structured patterns, some streakies here. I think once I'm home, Lady Marine says, and settled, I may do art streams if I get commissions. Ooh. Yeah, you're a very talented artist. Very talented artist. Big old Cato, says Shadow of Hawk 55-1. What biome is he from? You mentioned bioluminescence, so I'm guessing somewhere underground or with long nights. Yeah, so he only comes out during the evening. And we haven't really created a world of where exactly he lives and belongs. So, I mean, I'm open. I've still got some space on the other side. And I could always, on the other side of this paper, fill in some information. Like, you throw me some ideas. What would be a really cool dwelling place for a creature such as this? Hey, little Spidey, he says, can you do a diamond shape? My mom said women like diamond. Spidey, you are so smart. You're so clever. Diamond patterns. You know, maybe we'll kind of make Carl like a really dark moth, right? And I might put some, what do you think? Some diamond, is it too cliche, too tacky? Should we put very faint diamond patterns in the wings? That might be really cool. I might not make them bioluminescent though. That'd be really cool though. Great call, little Spidey. Great call. I don't want Carl to be too bright. How big is he? Normal size or lion size or bigger? I do believe that last time we streamed, the consensus from the chat was he was quite a large creature. I believe he was not quite the size of a European dragon, but I don't know, what was he, like a size of, it was bigger than a horse, I believe. Okay, that's really bright. I don't want anything brighter. I will incorporate a little bit of orange up here just to make things match. I don't want to put too much though. Rhino-sized body, I'm thinking maybe more like a elephant. I think that might have been what people were really aiming for. Do the lion moth colors on the body and head, but maybe blacks and purples in the wings. So I was thinking of going with a warm gray, if I had like a reddish gray in his body. Let me see. I said I was going to swatch. This is the time to swatch. This is not quite the color I was hoping for. He is really big. He's definitely a creature you just would not want to bump into, especially when he's got guts attached to him here. He's very moody individual. Let's see. I need more grays. I need more grays. That being said, if you want to help support the channel and help Tabitha buy more gray colored pencils, you can check out the description box down below. But let's see. I might have to just mix some of these colors here. I might just have to put down a burgundy kind of color. So he's me without coffee, says Lady Maria. Maria says she's got to bounce. Thank you for being here, for stopping by. You absolutely will get to see him. If you don't watch the replay, then I will try to put him in the community chat. Let's see. Just trying to find the right colors here. Excuse me. All right, what about this one? All right, I think I'm going to try this color as a base coat, right? And then we can darken it as we go. I think he would look absolutely fantastic. Not going to lie, I think he would look absolutely fantastic in like blues, blacks, purples. But I really would like to make him a little bit more earthy. I'm thinking, some kind of cave dweller for sure, or canyons, maybe some kind of a canyon. Poor Carl. Desert canyons, the Grand Canyon. Oh, well, he doesn't live in our world, right? So we can make up whatever kind of canyon we want. So from a thick forest with mountainous terrain. Oh, I like that. Bring him on. Bring on the ideas. I don't really know. I kind of think it up as we go along. I get inspiration from you guys. So what do you think? Should he be a desert kind of creature or more of a forest kind of creature? He would be kind of cool in the forest. I am always a big advocate for the forest. If you don't know, I'm, as JT Late Night with Cap refers to me, I am tree folk. So always an advocate for the trees. I might as well be called the Lorax. I love the forests, but I mean, the desert would be good too. But forest, says Anonymous, and Lady Marine says put some mossy stuff on throughout his features. That'd be interesting. Oh. And Shadowhawk says lions are from grasslands, and with being that big and having flight, a forest might be annoying to hunt in. Maybe that's why he's so crabby too, man. Like the guy can't catch a break. He can't find a gal. He can't hunt efficiently. I do kind of like the idea of like the grasslands. So maybe it's not quite desert, but it's not quite forest. There's some vegetation. Maybe that's kind of healthy mixture there. Let's see. So yeah, we're just putting down kind of a yicky brownish kind of base coat right now. And then we'll correct it and make it more interesting with colors. Maybe his lair's near a forest and has figured out how to hunt in it, but most of his kind dwell out in the wastes. Do you have a backstory at all for him, or did you just put him down right from your beautiful brain? Thank you. So we kind of created a story together, Lady Marine. So he is a very rare species. He's known as a Chiropanthera. And he's a very rare species. And I keep joking around about him with his lady friend. And so the thing with his species is that they don't really live a long life. And so they need to mate, of course, like the natural order of the wild, right? And so the mating process does help with like longevity of life, right? But since he can't find a mate because it's so rare and uncommon, what happens is, if you notice this little tail back here is actually a parasitic tail. His name is Guts. We all called him Guts last time. And Guts is a gender-neutral creature. Genderless creature. It's a parasite. I just refer to him he because what woman wants to be referred to as Guts? But it attaches to his nervous system and it helps prolong his life temporarily until he can find a mate. When that does not happen, Guts will remove himself and Carl will die an old man, miserable and alone. So we got to find Mrs. Carl soon, I should think. So that was kind of his story there. So yeah, he's part bat, he's part lion. He's got these backwards legs. I got these ginormous wings. I don't think I missed anything. And it's funny because I tell people, I'm like, I'm not really a person who gravitates towards the creepy and the abnormal, but I kind of dig it. I enjoy it. Like, Carl is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Legs of a lizard. Actually, it's more like he has a mammal body, but his legs are backwards because that just makes it look all the creepier. Am I right? I'm right. He's creepy. When I when I put them on backwards, I was like, oh dear God. There's just something about it. I don't like this, but I love it. I don't like this, but somehow I love it. I mean, I was trying to do just keep it with a shorter lion body and everything, but I just gave it a try, excuse me, and put it on backwards, and it's like, wow. Okay, I need light gray. I'm gonna need you to go to church Sunday. I try to go to church regularly. Yeah, he's creepy. He's this is some Book of Revelation kind of stuff here. Hey, Kelly girl, we're continuing on with Carl and Guts. We're just coloring him in right now. Kelly is a dear friend of mine. You'll never meet a realer person in your life. Kelly is Kelly, and there's no bones about it. I love it. She's so sweet, but she's also just straight to the point. I love it. He looks like something you would find at a Greco-Roman hero fighting whilst on a quest. Oh yeah, Greco. I don't know if I said that right. From what I've heard about Revelation, he makes too much sense to be in Revelation. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I like this gray. What do we think, guys? This brown with this gray. I kind of decided to stop talking and just for a second and look at this. I'm happy. I would like to continue it getting darker as we go down. Ooh, Lady Marine is asking the real questions here. What do you think the females would look like? Okay. You know, we're going to have to make Mrs. Carl at some point, the future Mrs. Carl. So, throw me some ideas, and that's something that makes it different, and I will throw that over here in the field guide later on. I would love to hear some ideas. What would separate a female from this? So Carl is going to be quite dark, right? We're getting darker as we're going down. He's got some bioluminescence going on. I'm going to put the diamond patterns like a moth wings kind of up in here, like little Spidey suggested. Excellent suggestion, little Spidey. And so obviously he's got the mane, he's got fangs, aggressive eyes, big ears, backwards legs. What do you guys think would separate a female Chiropanthera from a male? I would imagine no mane, says Shadowhawk, and plausibly smaller body, given the trends with lions. It's just true. It's true. Perhaps larger wings with the females. That's an interesting idea because if you've watched like that one Godzilla movie, one of the newer ones, right? And the female was much bigger than the male. One of the not the Godzilla, but like the evil creatures. And that was an interesting idea. Why not? In some creatures, it is like that. And going off of birds, they would plausibly be more drab than Carl, since the males need to be more colorful to attract the females. True. Smaller ears, softer face. Smaller ears. That could make sense. Carl's on the lookout, so and listening for her. So he's got his big ears to try to hear. Maybe, all right, guys, here it is. Maybe females. Okay, hear me out. Maybe females make distinctive sounds, which is why Carl has such big ears. So, how could I create some kind of female bat lion kind of creature that looks like it would make a distinctive sound? Should there be kind of like frogs, some kind of like a sack underneath of the mouth? Female raptors are usually larger than the males. Okay. What indicates something makes a distinctive sound? I know we can't hear it through a drawing, so how would we personify that in a drawing, guys? I like that idea a lot. What do you guys think? That the female makes distinctive sounds. Distress calls. Maybe like fake distress calls. It's another reason Carl's so upset. You want me or not, woman? Poor guy. Possibly longer necks to house more vocal, complex chords, says Shadowhawk. The female is holding a Starbucks coffee, says Rotax Hippie. That's great. And shaking around the ice, am I right? Am I right? Okay, I like this. Okay, hang on. I got it. I don't want to lose this. Slits in the neck are for vocalization. Let's see. So females produce unique sounds. Perhaps long necks and openings. Yeah. That's good. We'll have to make Mrs. Carl for sure. I like these ideas. Okay, so something definitely different. So smaller ears, we were saying some smaller ears. Maybe is that too on the nose? Like bigger eyes, maybe? Because she's, Carl's trying to attract her with his colors. Is that too like generic or whatever? Like Joe-filled eyes. Or you could bypass the imagery and just say the female makes sonic sounds like whale song. This is true. It's just, that's true. Yeah, at the end of the day, you can just always override all of that and just be like, let me tell you about Mrs. Carl. But it would be kind of neat, quite a challenge, right? To try to draw the indications of sound. The indicators, rather, I should say, of sound. Okay, so he's looking really gray right now, which is not very fancy, but again, we're just putting down the layers. Melodic like a whale. I don't know that I agree that dinosaurs are birds. I think dinosaurs are dinosaurs and birds are birds, but they're no longer with us, so we can't really. Yeah. That's just me. I have a really difficult time believing dinosaurs or birds are former dinosaurs. That's just me. But here I am drawing make-believe creatures. What do I know? But overall, female is the dominant larger species in both sexes. Yeah. I'm wondering if because, they have to carry the babies, they have to produce the milk, obviously they have to use their body as protection. So that would totally make sense. I don't like the idea of this species, the female of this particular species, being like too vulnerable, too helpless. Like, how a lot of like times, the male have all these ways of protection, but the female might just be larger because it doesn't have any claws or whatever. I like the idea of this particular species being aggressive overall, myself personally. It just seems like that kind of a species. I cannot see that this would be a species that would have such a vulnerable, weak female. I can't see. All right. Let's see. I need another gray. Mrs. Cannoli Squatch. Hello. I got to meet her for the first time in person on the internet. On Tuesday, we were on Tyler the Redbeard's channel discussing cartoon Disney films and ranking them. That was, my goodness, we all had quite strong opinions. It was fantastic. Nothing quite like the old Disney films to get people all riled up. Am I right? Am I right? Hello, Cannoli Sasquatch. We got all the cannolis in here. Excellent. So this is Carl, if you're new here. So we're just creating a world here. I've got dragons in the other pages. This is Carl. He's looking for his one true love. We're trying to color him in, make him a little more interesting. He's a very dark aggressive, sad creature because he's looking for his missus. And in the meantime, he's got Guts, the parasitic tail, to hang out with. And he's not really satisfied by that. Let's see. Saber-toothed tigers. Ooh, that'd be good. He says, Shadowhawk says, and Tabitha, thanks to you and the rest of that Tuesday stream for making me watch Sleeping Beauty. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a fantastic film. It's fantastic. Oh, I missed Lady Marine's note. So would you keep them as mammal type, or do you think the female would have a pouch for the young? Oh, a pouch for the young. Nah, you know what? I think the females, I think they carry their babies like attached to their chest and their belly. I think that sounds like something those little rascals would do, doesn't it? Little baby Chiropantheras just latching on for dear life. I feel like this is a very aggressive I think for me, I'm inclined to lean towards this being a very aggressive species, a very survival of the fittest kind of species, which is why Carl is so upset with Guts, because Carl feels, and he's not human, but if you will, it's kind of emasculating the fact that because he can't find a mate, he has to rely on this stupid tail for him to live. And so with the babies, I think them latching onto the mom through, hanging on to the chest and the belly area, if they fall off, no pouch, because if they got to hold on, they have to learn to fight, to survive, all that kind of stuff. So if they fall off, it's like, sorry, it sucks to be you. Have a nice day. See you in the afterlife. And I know that sounds cruel, but a lot of creatures, it's kind of like that. Like they protect their young, but they got to learn to keep up, kind of like when mama birds push their babies out the nest. But yeah, hit that like if you're here. If you're heading on out, thank you so much for being here. And if you're hanging out with me, thank you for that. I appreciate the support. I hope that Carl is turning out okay to you. You never judge your painting or your picture until it's done. So I gotta keep on trucking. What happened to his hand? I think I just gave up. Like it's not even there anymore. I just pretend like it's there. Again, this is meant to be like a field guide, so it's not really meant to be too detailed. Okay. We're creating this world. We're world building here, which is super fun. I love it. One day I hope to write books. I've already started. And I love world building. Oh, I love it so much. Creating names and origins and histories. I love it. All of it. I love creating traditions, meals, all of it. What are my thoughts on humans in this setting? That is a really good question, and I have not really pondered over it. Right now, I'm focusing primarily on the creatures that live in this realm. So after we get a pretty good plethora of creatures, we're going to work on land types. Like we're going to start world building and and then we can decide if we want to include humans in this. I don't know. Does this, with the creatures that we've made, with Feigl and with Puerto, do we think that this is a world with humans, or do we think that this is a world maybe with like dwarves? It doesn't have to be a world with humans. Maybe it could be a world full of courageous mice or something. That sounds absolutely ridiculous, but just throwing it out there for, funsies. What if the female, asks Kelly, what if the female could stand on 2 feet? Does she have to have the same limbs as the... good question. Kelly girl, that's a really good question. Does she have to? Okay, I'm going to be totally mean to poor Carl here. I don't think I want to do that, but kind of in light with what Kelly's saying, the females being different. What if these parasitic tails are from the females and give the females longer life, right? Like they can pretty much like in human existence, they can go a little longer without male companionship. And so that's why it's, kind of sad for Carl to have this on him. Is that too much? Is that going too far? Maybe the females actually have tails and maybe they only have 2 legs. What do we think? I don't want to be mean to Carl. I like Carl. I feel for him. I just think that'd be very fascinating to think about that. What if the females are more bat-like? Oh, the front limbs or the wings. That's a good thought too. That's a really good thought too. We have so many good ideas. I have to remember all of this. Take some notes for the time that we get around to Mrs. Carl. Okay. There's so many little crevices in Carl's face here. How am I gonna shadow everything? Poor guy. Let's block off his nose here. Felines have good articulation on their limbs. Oh. Carefully. Typically, they're lighter colored in the face here, so be careful with that as well. Carefully. I say typically they are, as if this is a real creature. It's, what do I know? Is Carl sapient? Does he think like a person? The way I talk about him, you would think he would, but I don't think so, but that could always change. I wonder what color his eyes should be. I need a darker gray. Let's see. Dark gray, where are you? Is this nocturnal? Yes, he is a nocturnal creature. He can only search for the females at night, and he hunts at night. There we go. Let's get some contrast in here. Yeah, he does look like he would have like a Megatron voice, a very deep voice, a very masculine, commanding kind of tone. See ya, Anonymous. Tell Raina I said hi. I'm sure she's probably streaming Hogwarts Legacy. Looks like she's been having a lot of fun over there. Since Carl is a warmer color, we should make Mrs. Carl a cooler colored creature. Oh. Oh. Could do that. Have to see. I mean, Carl's kind of changing as before my eyes right now. Like he's not. What color, guys? So, what color should his mane be? I don't want it to be too flamboyant. Honestly, I do kind of want it to go along with the color scheme that we've going. But what should that be? What should that be? Let's see. Uh-oh. There we go. Giving him a broken jaw or something. Here we go. Let's get some shadows in there. Yeah, there you go, Shadow. Making some stories for Carl. Carl and Guts Grand Adventure. Since he has a lion's mane, should we keep it around the same color as a lion's mane? Oh. Like a brownish color. So I don't know that I'll be able to finish Carl this evening. I've got some recording that I need to do in a little bit, but I don't want to rush him. Like we've all put a lot of effort into Carl's story, Carl and Guts' story here. I hate to stop though. Let's see what we can get done here. Come on, Carl. Give us some inspiration here. Does the bioluminescent patterns, do they look cool? Does it look kind of weird? Does it look too bright? Do I need to like chisel it down a little more maybe? Like is it too glowy? That's what I'm thinking. I think it's a little too glowy. It's an interesting piece. Thank you. Yeah, it's different. This is the first time I've colored a creature like, well, I mean, ever like this, but one of the creatures that I've drawn, normally I... Okay, let's see. Let's get this dark. Normally I just leave them pencil drawings, because there's something endearing about pencil drawings, right? I really wanted to get to the wings. I think that's going to be... Do you have a silver color? I do, in fact, Kelly Girl. I do have. Shaka Zulu 1. Hello. I do have, so let's see. It's supposed to be a metallic color, but, you know, we'll see. Let's see. Let's just kind of... work on some of Carl's eyebrows here and just kind of see what that looks like first. Gosh, this mane will be horrible to try to color. Okay, so I'm gonna have to set aside time for the mane. I don't want to destroy this. I don't want to hurt this. I don't want to rush through it at all. But I do have this beautiful gold color, like metallic gold, and I might be able to do see if I can do that. The pattern like little Spidey was saying. Diamonds are the lady's best friend. Let's see if we can do something with something like this. What do you think? Is that... He'd be super fun to try to paint, I think. What a challenge that would be. I know they're a little off. I don't want to mess. I don't want to mess with it too much. I'm trying to make the wings dusty, you know. I don't want to think that through. I'm thinking of like moss colors. Mike likes tacos. Ooh, hello, nice, but not too much. Yeah, not too much. I think I want to do a little bit of a half diamond down here. Not too much, yeah. So this extra chain. Okay, and then a lighter color. Swatch. It's really, oops, it's really yellow. I don't like that. Do I have the right kind of color? This is pretty bright, but I might be able to darken it. Yeah, so just kind of add some pink. I'll have to shadow this differently because he's supposed to be a nocturnal creature. So I'm going to put this down as the base color, this kind of yellow, kind of a mustard color. So yeah, this is basically Carl's first color application. I'll have to go back for the details later on. That happens a lot. If you draw, especially if you paint, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it kind of looks incomplete. It looks a little wonky, but you have to put a base coat down sometimes of different things so that it has this undercurrent. And that's what I want to do. I want to keep Carl kind of warm colored, but gray. So I'm just going to put down the colors first, and then I'll have to eventually come back and put the top colors on, and then work on the shadowing and the highlighting. So I like Carl too much to ruin him. He's a little bit too gray here. I'm going to have to warm him up a little bit. I have to warm him up because I don't want him to be just gray. I don't want him to. Because I can tell I'm getting impatient, and I don't want to ruin Carl. I like him too much. I feel too much for him. You know, you get attached to these creatures, these characters. You know, if you make them, you kind of form a bond with them, if you will. We made these together, and I appreciate your help. I really do. I love the enthusiasm. I love just the willingness to participate and help out. I think it's amazing. You see what happens when people get together and they try to help one another out, and we listen to each other, or I share ideas, express opinions. Just see what happens. It's a beautiful thing. Coming together, and who knows? Maybe one day somebody will see this and be inspired and be like, I just want to write a story about Carl, and maybe under different names. You never know. This could inspire somebody to do good things. Hey, Dan, don't worry. I am coming. That would be my co-host over there. I know I'm running a little bit behind. I just looked at the clock. I got carried away with Carl and Guts. And I'm going to call the quits here soon. But I think we're off to a good start here. Let me get this a little closer for you guys. So Carl needs a little love, a little help. He's kind of bland right now. He was a little bit more elegant before we put the colors on, and I don't want to ruin that. So we're going to call the quits here with this. But thank you all for helping me. We're going to be back again, God willing, next week. Continue on. And you just never know what's going to happen around here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out. If you want to look for ways to support the channel, you can do so down below. And if you check out the pinned comment, I will be going on Twitch soon. So go ahead and just go ahead and follow me there if you want to be aware of whenever I do decide to go live, which, like I said, will be soon in the near future. Just gonna try to have some fun over there as well, do some different things. And yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoyed this, guys. Have a great rest of the evening. And if you haven't seen the poll in the community chat for my next project that I'm going to be filming, then be sure to head over there. Give me your input. I have two options, either Guardians of the Galaxy or Super Mario, and it's going to be for a painting project. And you should go see what I'm going to be painting and let me know your opinion of which category, which genre or storyline I should go with. But until next time, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Keep on dreaming.